Hi, I'm Raven Garrett, and I'm a secondary ed English major here at Cal U, and I'm going to be talking today about American literacy rates, and specifically what I think we can do to improve them and what other countries are doing differently to face this problem. When we think about literacy rates around the world, we would typically like to value ourselves as ranking maybe in the top 5, when in reality, we are not. Countries like Norway and Australia value educational funding much more than American systems do. Not only does Norway have the world's highest literacy rates, but their literacy rate is actually at 100%. Virtually every adult in Norway can read proficiently. Although the Norwegian school year is almost identically set up the same way as the American system, educational funding is valued much more than in America. Today, there are currently 32 million, or 14% of all adults in America, cannot read proficiently or even at all. Although the high school graduation rate has increased to 83.2% according to the 2010 census, many high school graduates are pushed through the system and find themselves entering adulthood lacking the basic skills based in literature or phonetics. Annually, dropout rates have only decreased 3% since 1990, even with the improvements in education, No Child Left Behind, and advances in higher education. While 14% of adults 5 or more years out of high school cannot read proficiently, 19% of newly high school graduated young adults also cannot read. This percentage has not changed at all within the past 10 years. This percentage places the USA at number 16 for worldwide adult literacy rates among developed nations. 21% of American adults read at or below a 5th grade level, and 63 million adults read between a 6th and 8th grade reading level. Approximately one-third of adults who struggle with illiteracy are age 65 or older. Who do you think is to blame for our dropping literacy rates? Although we cannot specifically pinpoint anyone, should our literacy problem be blamed on the parents, teachers, or students? Many issues can statistically point to why children are reading less than they were 50 years ago, not specifically just one issue. Studies show that economic status, parental status, school district dynamic, and personal motivation can all be directly correlated to literacy rates. Today, most children as young as 5 years old have access to some type of electronic device and the internet. 90% of school-age children have access to the internet and use technology daily to complete schoolwork and communicate with other students on group projects and study groups. The number of free or inexpensive websites that children have access to has grown 84% since 2005 and continues to grow daily. PBS Kids, FunBrain, BrainPop, and Scholastic Corporations are just a few free websites that children have access to every day that can help regain children's interest in reading. From July 2002 to 2017, federal and state funding to public libraries has been cut $11 million and continues to increase as libraries lose business, sponsorships, and are ultimately being closed at an alarming rate. There are an estimated 1,487 libraries in the U.S. today, and 80% of Americans say no-cost access to books and media is the most important service libraries provide. Although many libraries are working very hard to keep their technology up to date, 22% of libraries say their patronage has gone down since the popularity of ebooks has increased. According to the 2015-2016 school year, Massachusetts claims the position as the state with the most proficient readers. Just 53% of fourth graders were not proficient readers. Mississippi revealed that 79% of fourth graders were not proficient readers, the worst in the nation. With these numbers, we can connect regional distinctions to literacy rates, especially in children. Last year, 80% of fourth graders from low-income families were not proficient readers. Massachusetts school districts hold a significantly larger amount of funding for education than Mississippi, which plays a factor in literacy. Poverty, time spent incarcerated, and family environment play a large role in how children are educated. If a children's family cannot afford school materials, proper food at home, or adequate living conditions, that child is nearly half as likely to succeed at school than a child who is more financially gifted. What can we do to reach 100% literacy in the U.S.? Should we focus on school funding, public libraries, or making school materials more accessible to all students? This question is something that faces everyone in America. It faces children, it faces the elderly population, parents, teachers, school board officials, politicians. It's all about funding and making things more accessible to those who need it, and it's all about making children be interested in reading like they used to be. That's my presentation. Here are my sources, and thank you for listening.